We continue our coverage of St. Croix's Limetree Bay refinery as the company announces layoffs of hundreds of employees and a likely closure of the oil refinery. More now from Limetree Bay's CEO. In our exclusive interview, Jeff Rinker shares with our Ali Born-Vanak more on just what caused the May 12th flare incident. He says the age of the equipment wasn't the issue and explains why it happened.
As Limetree Bay prepares for an extended shutdown, the company says they have clarity on what caused the May 12th flare incident.
The incident didn't have anything to do with the age of the equipment. That's clear. And we've now thoroughly investigated. We've also had external experts come in and help us with the investigation. So we do know exactly what happened, and we've corrected the problem that happened.
CEO of Limetree Bay, Jeff Rinker, shares a technical explanation of what happened, which led to oily water that blew outside the refinery. He says the issue has been corrected.
We have a lot of people in the U.S. Virgin Islands who understand really well the refinery. So I'll just give just a brief description. We were in the process of quenching a coke drum, which means we have a very large tank that's full of petroleum coke, which is very much like charcoal, hot charcoal, only it's made out of oil instead of wood. And we normally slowly introduce steam and then water to cool off this coke drum. And in this case, because of a technical mistake with the controls on the coke drum, we were allowed a larger quantity of water was introduced into the coke drum too fast, and it overheated and overpressured rather, and that steam and water that was kind of oily from the coke was all released to the flare. The system is designed to release to the flare because that's a safe location to be released, but the amount of steam and water was too much for the flare, and that's what caused this cloud of oily water. Most of that oily water fell inside the refinery, but some of it was blown by the air, the winds, outside of the refinery and caused these oil specks that we saw in people's homes and cars. We're sure that the problem that caused that incident is fixed. And that's not why we've shut down the business. We stopped the business just because of a lack of funding.
While Limetree Bay's refinery has been described as having older equipment going back to when it was Hess and later Hovenza, Rinker says hundreds of millions of dollars went into replacing the older equipment.
We did replace a lot of old equipment in the refinery, especially piping. We went through the entire refinery and inspected the critical piping systems, and any of them that we weren't confident in the mechanical integrity were replaced. That's one reason why the restart took so long. You hear a lot about that the project was delayed, and it was, but a big reason for the delay was that we took our time to make sure that everything that needed to be replaced for safe and reliable operation was replaced.
Limetree Bay says the focus now is safely moving the refinery into an extended shutdown. The oil storage part of the business will continue.
We're focusing very much on what we can control, and that's making sure that in the next 90 days or so that we have a lot of work to do inside the refinery to move the oil out and to protect the equipment. We're going to make sure that we do this very safely. Throughout the whole startup, this has been a safe project. This has been a safe operation, and will continue to be a safe operation right until the end.
In St. Croix, Ali Born-Vanak, USVI News.
Very interesting to finally get that clarity. Thank you, Ali Born-Vanak, with that exclusive interview with Limetree Bay's CEO. And of course, we will continue to follow this story as it develops.